G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we will be looking at MP20 toy version of Wheeljack, which was the original version of Wheeljack, Masterpiece Wheeljack, that came out before they did the Plus or whatever it was, that basically was the animation colors and had a whole bunch of stuff added to him. So here he is, here's Jackie, and I won't lie, I was so into getting this figure as soon as possible. I've had it for years, but I had the original G1 Wheeljack that had the toy aesthetic, obviously. It's G1. Which is why I got this one instead of the alternative colors, because I really wanted this paint job. To me, even though Wheeljack was a lot more bland in the series, I wanted the toy colors. So he does look really good. Now, I will point out, I don't usually have him armed with his gun. I usually have this, which is one of the accessories from Masterpiece Ratchet. Because as much as the missile launcher and the gun makes sense when he's in battle, same with Ratchet, I prefer to see them as, mad scientist and medic more than, fighting on the battlefield. I do believe that the animation accurate one might have had two accessories, which I'll get to one in a minute, which is, I admit, I usually take, I think I've mentioned it a few times, I take a couple of days before posting one of my videos to make these, and honestly, I did something that took me 24 hours to realize that I was wrong, which, so he does look really good. So we can do a size comparison here. We have, of course, MP10, and he's car size MP. He's the same sizes as the as Prowl, Smokescreen, and that. I want to say probably give or take more than Sideswipe. But yeah, so about that size. I don't have any other Wheeljack, so I can't compare them to any other ones. So there we go. We can do some articulation. And we'll get this gun out of the way. And I won't lie, it's very tight getting that in there. So I'll just get rid of that for the moment. And we just fix his arms up, which my biceps are a little tight because I don't transform him that often. By the way, he does have those beautiful blue eyes. If I can focus. Come on. Why are you focusing? Focus. Stop looking at my... There we go. I think I need something back there. I think that's why a lot of other reviewers tend to have a board or something, like Bobby and I was going to say Emgo, but he doesn't have his table very like mine. Jobby. So probably a couple of the other ones that I'm forgetting. Sorry. Just a small YouTuber in a big pool of fish. But yeah, his eyes look really good. Part of me wishes they were transparent, but I'm kind of glad they're not. The wings are transparent, but it does look really good. I do like. I usually don't go through the paint and all that because I find it's rather boring and whatnot. But yeah, it's just those eyes really stick out. It would be nice if there was a light up feature or something, but it is what it is. So you can move the missile launcher, and I'll actually get this out of the way. Actually, you know what? Let's get into the part. So this thing separates. You can take the missile out. Now, you'll notice that's a bit tight because I've actually put nail polish in there. Big surprise. But before doing this review, I was going through, this is the box it comes with, and I was going through making sure I had everything. And if you look, if I can focus it, down here, we have this thing here. Now, I remember seeing pictures of Masterpiece Wheeljack with a handle thing. I thought that's what it was. It's not. It's this. So I spent the last 24 hours, actually probably a little bit longer than 24 hours, looking for an accessory that he had on his shoulder the entire time. I felt stupid. I literally went through every single storage container I've got that I have for all my boxes and whatnot just in case I'd stuck it with something else. I couldn't find it in the plastic. And I'm like, where the hell is it? It was this. It was the bloody missile launcher. I will say the other accessory was the side mirrors, which is here. He does not have the side mirrors. I don't know where the side mirrors is. I don't care where the side mirrors is. If you have watched my, might as well focus there, give you something to look at. If you watched my X-Trans bots overdrive, you will notice that the mirrors fell off. They are currently in his box. They did not go back on. I don't like side mirrors. Pretty much at all. The only time I like side mirrors if they're a solid plastic that they're not going to come off, or they are a solid rubber, so they won't come off. They have to be set into the door or wherever so that they will not come out. Wheeljacks came separately. Now, I'm fine with separate mirrors because it's nice that if you break one, you can always replace it. I don't know where the hell I put mine, but if it's going to be like overdrive, I'd rather just keep them out, honestly. Don't give a shit. So, yeah, that's why he has no side mirrors. I don't know where the hell I put them. I don't care where I put them because, honestly, they're just something that feels like that one day they're going to break because they're either not solid enough or they're not decently made. So I'd rather just rip them out and put them on somewhere. If they come out, I do not intentionally pull them out. So I don't intentionally break my figure to do it. And, of course, there is no missile launch game. There is a... Where is it? Because you want to basically put this line here. I'm just trying to remember whereabouts it is. Not there. Down the bottom? Nope. Side. Yeah, I think there's just a slight indentation. I don't know if you can see it. God, I'm going well with camera focus. There we go. You can just see in there. And they just lines up there. And there's both one on both sides. Right, so there's one there too. So we'll just put that there. It doesn't shoot, so we'll put that up to the side. But back to what I was going on about, because I swear I keep going on tangents nowadays. Hey, that actually stayed focused better. Anywho, head can do a full 360. It can look up a little bit. Does kind of looks down a little bit. Doesn't go side to side. Arms go out this far. They do a full 360, but you're going to clip onto the wing, so be careful of that. This does move a little bit if you want to use it, but I probably wouldn't. It also folds in, but that's still barely getting clearance, and that's an issue. Not an issue, but something I'll bring up later. We do have a bicep rotation. We have single pinned elbow. We have wrist rotation. We also have wrist, if I can get it. It does sort of go in and out a little bit, but it's more for the transformation. Thumb is one piece. Fingers are typewriter fingers. It's all one piece on a pin. You have waist rotation. You have... I didn't know I had that. I think that's more disconnecting. I was going to say there's an ab crunch in there, but I think that's just more untransforming it. So there's no real ab crunch there. You can fake it, but you're basically disconnecting parts by that point. Get there. Leg goes up only that far. Legs go forward that far. Go back that far until you hit the backpack. Takara, go back to these legs. I hate the fact that some figures just stop. You have single jointed knee that gets you that far. Oh, by the way, you have hip rotation. You have big ankle tilt. You have toe bend down, not really an up. You can move this piece if you really want to, but that's more the heel. So there we go. All right, let's get this guy transformed into his vehicle mode and then back again. So what we're going to do is you're going to come back here and you're going to slightly untab that, sort of this tabs into here. Next, we're going to deal with the arms. And this can be a little complicated and a little fiddly, so I'll try my best. But what you want to do is rotate try to get down there. So you want to rotate the wrist, but you want to make sure it's here. I think it is tiniest. See, that's what's nice. Just a tiny bit of paint chip. So you're basically turning this upside down. Make sure the finger's shut. You want to just bring this out to me. There's a bit more room. So what you want to do is you want to fold this in. Just hold this back. Twist this around and get that into this groove. Then bring this around. So that all lines up. It makes it a lot easier getting this around first before you do this. All right, so we'll just lift the arm up to make it a little bit easier for us to see. So, which way are we? We'll go this way. So I'm just going to give that sort of the push back just to give us a little bit more clearance. Turn that around. Put that together a little bit. Well, don't need to, but fold that around. We can actually turn that bicep so we can actually see. Rotate this little way so that lines up. Then bring this around underneath and voila. All right, so what we want to do is we're going to reset those shoulders. Where are we? This way. So we want sort of shoulder up, bicep down, because this is going to fold in after, and I'm going real well with that bicep. Yep. All right, so next what we want to do is we want to pull the back out. So it's just all on this. So this is all now one separate part. We can flip this piece back for the moment. Now, I will show this both ways when we get to vehicle and back again, but you just a small smidgen, you want to use that you don't want to actually activate it because it starts hindering things. So just a little bit, just enough to clear it over that tire. And we'll get back to that in a moment. So just, it does feel like you're forcing it a little bit, but just enough. And then eventually we're going to flatten these. So this is going to flip out, which will now flatten that one. Flip that one out, which will flatten that one. And I actually have my shoulders partly the wrong way. Which way am I going? This way? Yeah, this way. So I had it mostly right. Should have just left it. So rotate that back. So you want shoulder facing that way and then fist facing that away. So then this is going to come down and line up and tab in all along there so we get the back end of the car. So I'll put that back over here, rotate that around. Of course, I'm just looking at it. There's kind of a tabbing point, but there's also not a tabbing point. So it's just sort of mostly sits there. All right, so then we can finish rotating things around. We're going to lift this out of the way. This is all going to rotate around underneath that. And we want to keep that lifted up. Where is it? Something's in my way. Oh, this is just a little bit. Just get that up there. Where are we? Something's not quite lining up. There we go. I think I actually untabbed part of it. So then there's these tabs here, which are going to go in here. This is slightly spring-loaded. So just get them lined up and tabbed in. And that does hold very, very well. Now, there is these parts here, these ports. If I can get it focused. There we go. Here and here, which will actually tab onto the underside of those wings. So there we go. All right, then we're going to flip this open. Same on the other side. Now, if you do this with the arms in the way, it's going to get in the way. You're going to flip the head down into the gap and close that back up. Now, there's something later I have to double check the instructions for, but apparently you're supposed to be able to put the shoulder missile on top of there, but I'm not actually quite sure where it tabs in. So there is that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take these two tabs and they're going to go in these big old holes here. So just rotate and plug that in like so. Then we have the legs left. All right, so this is where you're going to, you were using the makeshift ab crunch. So you're going to flip this up, and you're going to bring the legs down as you do. This folds up, bring it down. So it's me. Honestly, you know what? You could pull off, I'm not going to unfold all this, but you could pull off a slight G1 Wheeljack with that look, because he did have somewhat stumpy legs, but yeah. So that's just going to press up into there. Now I'm just going to bring the legs down a bit just to give us a bit of clearance. All right, so we'll spread the legs a bit to make it a little easier. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold the ankle out, bring all this down. So you can have the foot a little bit lower if you want. I just prefer to have it higher up. Then you're going to bring this out. This plugs into here, so this tab goes into here. And roll that up. We're going to fold that down so this is flat. And I'm going to compress the whole leg. There's no button or anything. Just push it up and voila. And I probably just hindered myself. Try that again. So get this up first and probably give me a bit more clearance. So get that all lined up in there. It's a little fiddly, but it is doable. Just keep that like that. And then compress. And then line most things up. This piece here will plug into here, which actually is very, very secure. Should have folded this up first. So it's going to go on the inside there, which will also tab that in, which I'll probably have some issues after now that I've done it that way. Anywho, so bring that down, fold this all the way around to make it easier. Untab this, which is a little tight, so just be careful of that. Bring this all the way around and get into all the grooves. That's where I want that. I'm going to bring the actual foot up this time. Where are we? There we go. And then I'm going to push that up and compress that, tab that in, and we're pretty much done. So there is Wheeljack in his vehicle mode, which I know it's kind of silly, Wheeljack being a rally car, but I can't see Wheeljack as any other vehicle. Now, as for accessories, we can apparently take this gun. Now, I've not done this, so this is a first off, but there is a slight indentation there, which apparently, I'm just looking over the instructions, there should be this here. So it's not actually the gap in the gun, it's actually just the post in general, because it's not actually on that side. And I can tab into there, apparently. Like I said, I haven't done it, so I'm probably tabbing into the wrong spot. Ah, that's what it is. So it's this port and this tab, so that's why the hole's there too. That's really tight. So that gives you an actual exhaust if you want to do that. Now, this next one I'm not quite sure of, because once again I haven't done this. So you're supposed to be able to plug the gun somehow into the roof, the missile launcher, but I'm not 100% sure how that works. So where did I put it? Because you can't fold out this at all. It just alternates. There's no real groove there. I'm just having a look, because I saw it and I'm like, well, how the hell does that actually line up? Because surely it just wouldn't sit in there. I would assume it just wouldn't sit in there, because then there wouldn't be any gap for the back of the canopy. So I honestly have no clue what the hell ever of how the mount works. Yeah, because that's just going to squeeze that. So I'm not sure at all how that actually works. Let me have a closer look for a second. The things you learn. All right, so you probably can't really see it, so I will do my best. If you notice, there's a slight color difference. It's a it's a panel that actually pushes in, so it reminds me a little bit of Ratchet. So that just plugs in there, and then you can angle it, preferably focused, how you want. So yeah, you can actually, beg my pardon, you can actually arm him up in vehicle mode. So yeah, you learned something, I learned something. I don't think I've got that actually in far enough, but I don't want to push in too much further. But yeah, so there is that. So I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to put that aside because why not? Because I don't need it. And of course, you can obviously see the holes here and here, which would have had the side mirrors, which, like I said, I don't care. Don't know where they are. I hope they're living their best life, but I don't care. So there we go. There he is in vehicle mode. So size comparison. There he is with Windblade. So yeah, he's a bit shorter than her and everything, but what do you know? All right, let's get this guy back into robot mode. Oh, by the way, for those of you interested, he does fit in MP10's trailer. He does, I'm assuming he fits in MP44's, but I don't have MP44. And as proof, there's a picture right there. Because I could start getting MP10's trailer out, but I don't want to have to pull it open my cabinet all the time. Anywho, so what we're going to do is we're going to just pull this out a little bit. This is how it tells you you're supposed to do it, but it doesn't really do it for me. And what we want to do is get under here, and we need to pop the windscreen, so that way it clears that. But we're going to come in here, and we also want to pop these out. So they are a little bit tight, but once you get that all loose, we can then start getting his legs down. If I stop tabbing things back in, it is a little bit fiddly to get those legs back, and I keep tabbing them in. So just try to get things undone and just get them legs extended. There we go. That makes it 100 times easier. Doesn't feel good, and it's not terrible, but it is what it is. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold this down. We're going to rotate this up. Yep. And we're going to wiggle this down. And where are you? Oh, we want to rotate it sideways. So that way we have that port there again, and that's just going to plug in the back there. We can rotate this around, which technically, if I extend the foot, has if you look right here, a little post, a port, so that just rotates into there, and that's why I prefer the flat, because it actually is how it tabs in. I just paused there for a reason, I don't know why. And so that's why it looks better that way. All right, so we want to pull out and rotate like so. Bring this down, tab it in. We can bring the foot up, which will give us that tab. Rotate this around and compress. And we're almost done with the legs. I keep on tapping the back section. We then want to bring all this down, preferably with a focus. So bring that down and rotate the legs with it. And we have this tab here, which is going to go into here. So that holds your waist in place. So that technically there, that's your disconnector for if you want to use a weird backwards ab crunch. So there is that. All right, I was going to fold him down. I don't know why. All right, next we can pull the back, which is what we need. We can flip these open, which reveals our head, and we can flip that back up. Tell me, and I felt the same way with G1 Wheeljack. Doesn't that feel like a matrix chamber? Like, just the way it opens, it feels like a matrix chamber. Like, obviously, you can't fit one. There's no. At least I don't think there's no real place for it because you can't actually get this open when these arms are down. Well, you can a little bit, but not very well. But yeah, it's always given me the feeling, and there should be a little tab in here that's going to go into here. It's always just gave me the feeling of a matrix chamber. You know, I know that the original Wheeljack couldn't have because that wasn't a thing back then. But yeah, just something that I thought of. So we can flip this down, which will give us our wings freedom. We can then try to get this unplugged. So, like I said, it's on a, whatever you want to call it. Right now, my brain is not working because I've been working all week. And then what we can do is we can bring down the arms. All right, so we want to flip them under, and as you can see, those wings are starting to lift. So if we then bring these around, and the wheels tend to, oh, by the way, the wheels are plastic, if you're curious. If you notice, the wheels don't really have proper clearance. So you just need to sort of pull them in a little bit so they give them clearance. All right, so then what we want to do is, that should be able to go in. What we want to do is then bring all this around, and I'm trying to think, there's these tabs sort of here, which are going to go into these groups here. So, and that's what is actually keeping, and my arms are in the way. Would be helpful to untab the arms first, but those tabs are actually what keeps his chest from opening all the way. So if you force that, you're going to break it. But, you know, I don't know if Wheeljack's even in any reliable sense still being produced. But if he is, and you can get one, just beware. If you try to pull that open, you're going to break it. So then this can come up. It just sort of on this armature. So here, and it just sits up against the back. You know, it easily comes off, but it just sits there. All right, so we've lifted the arms up because I'm an idiot who forgot to actually detach it from the sides here. But what we can do is then we're just going to rotate that bicep for the time being. We're going to slide this back first. We're then going to rotate in. And there's sort of a resistance point. I'm guessing it's either tapping into here or the hand. Just rotate that around. Then you can rotate the fist. You can bring that, oops, no, I don't want to do that yet. Bring that in, then rotate the fist. And then you can orientate the bicep the way it's supposed to be and bring the shoulder down. So let me do this again without screwing myself over. So slide that back, bring that inwards, bring that back, rotate that around, rotate the shoulder, rotate the bicep, and bring that down. Of course, Jackie looks a little bit naked. You got to have the missile launcher. You got to have the missile launcher. Now, there is two ports you have here or here, so it's up to you which side you put it on. I'm putting it on my right side. And as I said, my missile launcher was very droopy, like that would drop. It is nail polished. So there we go. And of course, the way I have him usually displayed, I take this weird tool that I have no idea what it's called, wrap his hand around so he's got that, and of course just a bit of a pompous sort of I'm important pose, and we just stick the hand on the hip and rightio, let's see what crazy shit I can make now that I've built the Dinobots, which that actually might be a slightly fun size comparison. When I do my Gigapower Dinobots, I've only got 2, I'm missing 3, so we'll just wait and see what happens with that. But so there we go. There is Wheeljack back in his vehicle mode. I'm going to put his gun away and hopefully never forget that I don't actually have other accessories for this guy apart from the mirrors that I don't care about. So there we go. Now, just one thing before I go. I'm considering this after going through all those boxes, like my Masterpiece Inferno box and all this, looking at if I've accidentally put things in places. And I've been considering redoing my earlier videos. Maybe not all of them, but some of them, to give them a proper look, a proper review. I'm just curious if you guys think I should do that or not. Like, if you're perfectly happy with my old videos or you really just don't want to see them, I don't know. Just say we don't want them. I would put a poll or something, but yes, none of you still haven't responded to my poll of what you want to see if I reach 100k or 25,000 views. Which, if you don't know about that, have a look in my post. It's deciding what figure I look for my next milestone, which is either Generations Metroplex, Titan's Return Triptychon, Kingdom Omega Supreme, or a 6-part video, Power of the Primes Predaking. So that's 5 videos of each of the bots plus the 6 being Predaking's combination. So it's up to you if you want to post that. I'm just curious. Otherwise, I'll just pick it like I usually do. This is why I haven't brought Pickabot back. Don't give me any response to my polls. But there we go. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I didn't know I was crooked. Leave me a comment. Hang on. I keep screwing up my outros at the moment. Leave me a thumbs up. Comment, ring that bell, subscribe. I love that a few more of you are starting to interact, even correcting me. Sorry, your name's currently blanking on me because I don't have it in front of me. Who told me about the fact that I can push the ankles for Power of the Primes trailer mode a little bit further to click into place, which I won't lie, I did straight afterwards. And I did credit him in the description. Or her. Sorry, don't know which one you are, but either way is what it is. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.